Okay guys, here we are doing some beta testing for Spino and the new F-15EX. This is going to be the mod 1.9 plus, and the actual mod has a few different numbers after 1.9 and a letter in there or something like that, but for the purpose of this video and simplicity, we're just going to call it the mod 1.9 plus. So we're going to start off by giving a quick look at some of its weapons loadouts. This video is going to be purely with the air-to-air weapons and purely for the air-to-air aspect of the EX. The biggest difference with this and the previous mods is going to be the AIM 260 Alpha. You still are able to throw 4 paragrimes on the first pylon. You still can throw on the C7 and Delta AIM 120s, as well as the 9X. So this is the big one. This is the AIM 260. This is going to be what, well, I'll show you a couple other things as well, but this is what's going to take this mod forward and increase the lethality of aircraft significantly. It's going to be the AIM 260. As you know, we can grab fuel tanks on the 2nd and 10th pylon, and the air-to-air array of missiles. Pretty much the same, few less, but as expected. Nothing different really, nothing standing out on the 4th one, but again, we can carry the AIM 260. I'm going to throw the AIM 120 Deltas on the 4th and 8th pylons for the purpose of testing out if we're still having the same issues with the 120 Delta as we were having with previous mods. That being the missile flying into the aircraft after you launching it and destroying the aircraft. So it looks like the inner pylons allow you to carry a little bit more of a variety of weapons. You can carry the C5, whereas you couldn't carry the C5 on the first pylon, so that's good. Okay, with that said, no major changes. With the 6th pylon, or what I call the inner pylon, this used to be with the mod 1.8 and the mod 1.71 and the 1.72, I believe. This was the EPAWS. Now Spinos done a good job of just combining it all into EX mods. So you've got the EPAWS as well as the Legion, and I think something else, not 100% about it. But there's some physical changes, some different sensors on the aircraft. As you can see with the whatever this is, I'm not sure what it is. I can act like I know everything, but I don't. Not sure what this is, but if you remove it, it goes away. And then this, obviously, the tail vertical stabilizer has the addition for the EPAWS, as you can see. But it's not affecting the countermeasure dispensers as far as the chaff and flare are concerned. With or without the EX mods, you still have the same amount of countermeasures, so that's good. So with that said, next we're going to take a look at the aircraft startup and takeoff performance. If the aircraft does not perform well, does not accelerate well for takeoff, I mean, then it's just essentially a waste of time because we're not going to use it. Those of us who do a lot of air-to-air battles and a lot of air-to-air missions, you understand the importance of acceleration and airspeed for both offensive and defensive purposes. So if I can't accelerate like I need to, then it's just a waste of time. I'll just go back to a previous mod, so we'll see how it looks. Okay guys, here's a first look from inside the cockpit, and at first glance this looks absolutely amazing. Right now the electric power is off, but I believe that this is going to be my RWR. I see the addition of the compass rose on it, which is, it's a huge benefit to the aircraft. Let's see. Okay, RPM gauges, fuel flow, temp, hydraulic pressure, altitude, oil pressures, burner. acceleration limits, cabin pressure, AOA, knots, and this looks like airspeed. Not 100%. All right, let's keep taking a look around. Okay, so off initial glance, I see there's an issue with the canopy, because I don't know if you guys can see it. This is kind of a line showing the canopy, whereas this also is giving cues that the canopy is down. Let's hit M. Let's see if, yep. That's a little bit of an issue. I'm sure Spino can get this worked out. Right now, the 1.9 is in beta testing. Like I said, I'm doing some work for him. Also, can look in the back and see the co-pilot or the weapon system officer. So, yeah, that's a neat improvement for sure. I like it. But at first glance, everything looks good. Let's go ahead and get the electric power turned on. Okay, so with the electric power on, I'm not seeing my wheel lights as well as the light for the flap, which may not be down, so could be getting a little bit ahead of myself. But with that said, yeah, I've got the radar screen, I've got my weapons screen, as well as my RWR all on the displays. I mean, this is beautiful. Whoever did this did an amazing job. Spino, props to you, as well as Infidel and the whole beta testing team for Spino. This looks really good. Yeah, so far so good. I like it. I will say this, the RPM percentage is kind of blending in with everything else, but you know, I'll just have to make an effort to kind of get in there and see it a little bit. But that's the only thing that's standing out right now that's not looking great. Oh, thank you. Whew. HUD isn't looking too bad from the F-15C. Still can change the color, still the same information. Let's go through our nav mode. Okay, it's showing the ILS signal 1.6 miles away, which is about accurate. BVR mode. Let's go boresight mode, vertical scan, back to BVR mode, back to nav mode. This is specifically for the ILS, so let's take it back to its normal nav aids, and that's perfect. Okay, it looks like something a little different on the ground. I guess I could turn my radar on the ground, which I normally cannot, so we'll give this a quick test as well. We'll go from a automatic PRF to high. Okay, stayed at high. Let's take it to medium. Okay, stayed at medium. Let's take it back to automatic. And it is alternating, so that's good, perfect. I will say the carrier is scanning a bit quicker, so they've done some improvements to the radar. I don't know if it's like that in the 1.8 plus, but yeah, that's very good, very impressive. Let's get the lights on, position lights working, anti-collision's working. Let's take a look at the taxi light. Alright, taxi light looks like it is working. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and start up engines and get this canopy pulled down. It should be a dual engine start aircraft. Okay, that did not work. Let's try it again. There we go. Engine started. Both engines 1 and 2 starting simultaneously. No big deal. Left control C. Let's go ahead and bring the canopy down. Alright, perfect. Weapons page giving me my countermeasure assortment, chaff flare. I will say this as well, the weapons page is cleaned up quite a bit, with the EX carrying up to, I don't know, it can carry a ton of missiles. What I'm assuming now is that as we use a missile, another missile, so long as it's available, will repopulate it. So this is only showing us having 8 weapons, whereas obviously we have 16 on the aircraft at the moment. So, all right, we've got a good engine start. RPM settled 68%. Alright, let's take a look outside. Okay, air brake worked, and we do have flaps down. And again, I'm noticing the landing gear light as well as the flap lights are not working, so that's something that we could work on with Spino. Let's go ahead and taxi out. She's looking good so far. She likes to start moving at about 81%, and again, because of the RPM kind of being so far down and blending in, it's a bit hard to figure out where I am as far as RPM, which could be a concern. Anything over 100% RPM, so when I hit 101 as far as RPMs are concerned in the EX, the aircraft will kick in afterburner. And while we're cruising en route to a mission, we don't want to be just holding an afterburner, wasting that additional gas, so that's something to take into consideration. I really like the compass rose on the RWR. For those of us, as far as especially the flight leads, trying to get headings and reciprocal headings for hot headings and cold headings, that'll save you a couple of seconds of having to calculate what's the reciprocal heading of, I don't know, 220 or something like that. Now you can just look down and look at whatever the opposite end is, and you've got your heading. So I like it. Let's go ahead and turn the radar off for now. So far so good. I do notice that the fuel flow gauge right beneath the fuel quantity indicator is not working. So we'll take a quick look at this before we start rolling. The yaw rate of this thing is not good. Okay, if you see, that's our total fuel quantity, 29,500 pounds. That 4,000 and that 4,700 is completely erroneous. What we need to be looking at are beneath it, where it says fuel flow, 900 pounds, about 900 pounds for each engine, the number 1 and 2 engine. That's what's going to be relevant. So right now it's burning about 800 pounds an hour. I've got a total 29,500 pounds, so I could do my calculations off of that. But again, it's a bit small and it's bunched in there kind of with the rest of this stuff. What I would like to see perhaps is the temperature gauge gone, as well as the hydraulic pressure. Who cares? We're not looking at it. If this was the real aircraft, obviously those things are important because we have different limitations on the aircraft that we can't exceed. But for the purpose of DCS, get rid of them. I need to know my torque, and I need to know my fuel flow for sure. With that said, let's go ahead and see how she takes off. Let's run them up. I don't know what percentage RPM I'm at because I can't see. There's 80. And let's go. Accelerating well. I don't think we're going to have a problem like we did with the 1.72. We don't have a problem, actually. I can already tell you that. There's 180 knots. Start rotating, 1 degrees nose up. We are off the ground. Gear up, flap up. Let's trim her out immediately because she likes to go nose down right away. And about 320 knots off the departure end. Not bad. Good acceleration. So as far as the engine performance, that is not an issue with this aircraft. With that said, next we'll go ahead and look over the radar and the weapons system. So see you in a few moments. Okay guys, here we are back in the EX. We've got a couple of targets, and first things first, I want you to take a look at the range. These are 2 ships of F-16s. I just created this to test them out, and this is going to be an F-14. So look at the range of this thing. This is about 90 miles, and this is, I don't know, 140 miles plus. So the radar's got excellent range, which is a great feature. All right, so let's take a look. Let's see if our jammer works still in the aircraft. Let's go ahead and take it to PVR mode. First thing I want to test is going to be the 120 Delta. Alright, looks like the jammer is working. Compass rose is working beautifully. Everything looks really good in this aircraft so far. Feels good. Again, I wish I had the RPM showing a little bit better. It's showing that I'm at 9% and it's actually at 109%. Alright, so first things first, we've got two F-16s low level. They were low level. Okay, looks like one's at 31 and one's at 6,000. We've got the A120 Deltas fired up. So let's go ahead and lock these guys. There's one, there's two. And what we're going to do is something a bit unusual. We're going to fire nose down, which in the past has resulted in the aircraft blowing itself up. So let's give it a shot. Where are we at? 60 miles. This should be beyond the range of the 120 Delta, but we're testing out, so why not? Let's go ahead and go nose down. Here's one. Won't explode. Alright. Then here's two. Okay. I was expecting to die from both of those, to be honest with you. Okay, so anyways, those missiles are out. First bandit is now within, coming up on 40 miles here soon. Let's take a look at the outside view. Let's see if we can get rid of our tanks like we're supposed to. Perfect. Everything looks good so far. Okay, what is this yellow dot here? Okay, that's the... oh my god, I'm an idiot. Disregard. Our first bandit is maneuvering and diving. Our first bandit is dead. Our second bandit is on the deck at 7,000. And it's actually climbing, so this second bandit hopefully will be dead here pretty soon. I think I see him. Nope. I think he evaded. Nope. You gotta be patient for these missiles sometimes. And he got me in the notch, so let's go ahead, get our scan going back down. Alright, 6,000 cold. Let's make sure we got our 120 Delta selected. We do. This will be another good experiment. Firing down. There we go. Alright. Lost it immediately, which is not good. Hopefully the aircraft will find it, or the missile rather. But she's within 20, so I got to get rid of this guy here pretty soon. Oh my god. I hate notching. There we go. I think that third one got him. Let's come out of this. Alright, so now we have our... oh, we gotta get our radar pushed back up. Now we have our F-14. We're gonna see if we can take care of him. Now usually this, the AIM-260 is not very accurate. This is going to be our first time firing this new variant of the missile. Let's see how she does. We're within the weapon deployment zone, Fox 3. She went down. And let's take a look at her. I think it's going to be left controls 6, F6 maybe? Woo! Second boost. G, so I do not assume she's a tracker. Okay, she's maintaining 1G the entire time. So I think that weapon is dead. 30 miles now. Fox 3, aim 260. Oh my god, as soon as I fire it, I lose lock. This radar's... That's a mad dog. Alright, let's try this one last time. Fox 3, 22 miles. Out of burner, hopefully. Let's check out this last one. Okay, she's tracking. Oof. Got her. Alright, so there we are, splash 3. Everything looks good. Everything looks good. Yeah, I'm liking what I see so far. Anyway, this video has been created on the 26th of June 2024. I won't be releasing this. Again, this is just beta testing for Spino and the rest of the beta testing team for Spinos F-15EX. This video won't be released until after this is complete, or until rather after he releases the new mod. With that said, I'm just kind of going over some of the stuff that I look at when I'm doing beta testing. I appreciate you guys sticking around and checking it out, and I will see you guys for the next one. Have a good one.